Hello friends, this is our last class on Philip Larkin and his poem, Church Going. Now what we are going to do today is reading this poem or viewing this poem or looking at this poem from different platforms. So what do? You are looking at this poem, that is our part 2, discussion part 2. So reading the poem, reading from different platforms, So let us see what are the platforms. That means, different critical views. Suppose you look at it from psychoanalysis. Now, what impression do you get? So let us take first psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis is the narrator is a Hamlet-like person, isn't it? You can see but he is very decisive at the end. He looks like that, he appears like that. But very decisive at the end means, last he says, you cannot live without religion, isn't it, at the end. Also you find the background of the poem, as you look at it, you find it is all crowded with id and ego. Psychoanalysis, you have got 3 levels of consciousness, or your attitude towards life, id, then ego and superego. Superego is higher things. So if you look at that, you will find the poem ends with an appeal to higher things. So although id and ego dominate up to stanza 6, then there is a thrust of the superego towards the end of it. Now further discussion you can have on this. Then second is easy. Look at this from feminist point of view. Feminism. The feminist will definitely attack Philip Larkin, because the only reference to women here is dubious women. You see, I don't think that any woman will accept this. They are considered as inferior, so to say. Men, no problem. But women, so that you can further develop. I am only giving hints, because if I go on explaining these things to you, it will take many days and also not necessary. All what you need is there is an angle like this, you can look at it like this. Feminism, for example. Then if you take to power, Foucault's power, that his theory is theory of power. Everything is controlled by power, he says. Two things happen here when you look at it from power. One is the power of the church on the faithful. Supernatural and that is if you want to, so to say, church is a center of power, isn't it? It's a center of power. You cannot live without that if you are a member of that. So capillaries of power. That's what Foucault says. Another is, very clearly it is said that power of some sort or other will go on. That means humans are always under the grip of power. You are not free. Understand? All your actions are, in a way, you can say, geared to, or you can say not geared to, but your actions are prompted by, or your actions are controlled by power. So that's the point you can see. Look at this. Listen. When you come to fourth one, Marxism. A Marxist interpretation of this poem, you can see. What is it? It's all materialism, capitalism, exploitation, industrialization, mass migration, exodus from villages, people gathering. I mean, they are overcrowding the cities, difficulty in getting decent accommodation, no time to stand and stare, pleasure seeking, because throughout the day they are working, and conditions of work those days not very satisfactory or not up to the mark if you compare it that of today. So what happens is that there is dissatisfaction. People forget this going to church or any type of religious activity. What happens is they as far as religious activities and spiritual life is concerned, that is the last item in the life of working class people. So that is what you find, isn't it? Now when you look at it from formalism, if you want, you can do all these things. I am not saying that you should do. See, this is a pleasure for you if you go through this like this. Formalism is mainly, defamiliarization. So what does the poet do today? He uses say, very interesting thing is that the very first line, nothing going on, that attracts you. Defamiliarize. See that defamiliarization begins there. So up to 6th stanza you can see he is playing the devil's advocate. That is also defamiliarization. Suppose the first stanza, he begins with the first stanza. It's an ordinary thing he will say. In this way, if you argue, creates a kind of something that is strange. Listen, saying the opposite of what he actually intended. He is saying actually the opposite of what he actually really intended. It's like, remember that essay by Goldsmith, The Man in Black. What happens is he speaks a lot of things. It is an exercise in what is called cover up, that is, he doesn't reveal himself, but instead he goes on saying different things about himself. So that I think can be applied here also. So that is formalism. In a way, he is defamiliarizing the whole situation. Understand? Now, from a new critical point of view, new criticism. So formalism, we can say there also you find the inversion, upside down. That way also it is defamiliarizing. These are the techniques used. New criticism, poetic devices, figural language, metonymy, the title itself is metonymy, title. Then you have got different devices, assonance, see, and rent free to reign, etc. Like in the repetition of sounds in the same line. These things are there, so you can further investigate. Where do you find this repetition of sounds? Vowel harmony, you can try to find out vowel harmony. Lines where there is vowel harmony, means same vowels repeated. You find assonance, rhyming. So these are the things that attracts a person who is reading this from the point of view of new criticism, the poetic devices, figure language, and so on. And now, a seventh platform is structuralism. Where we find binaries. binaries. So this, for example, if you say you have got a serious house on serious earth. Serious. Naturally, that will bring before you its opposite, that is silly house. So if there is serious, then there should be silly. See that? Serious, silly. Then you have got a nothing something. If there is a place nothing happens, then there is a place, or this must have been a place where something had happened. You understand that? That is, after all, this is the main point, not about structure. Dubious, that means honest. Dubious means there will be, the binary is honest. So you have to approach that poem from this point of view, from this platform. Now when we come to 8th, deconstruction. Deconstruction, as we have seen, there is difference. Language does not carry things. Language, there is only absence. And we understand mental concepts like the signified by difference only. Absence and difference. Further we saw in deconstruction, that is up to structuralism. And deconstruction says there is difference also. So difference is not absolute. If you apply deconstruction to this, you will see dubious and honest, the difference is not absolute, a trace is left out. Therefore there is difference. So what happens is, the meaning of dubious and honest, that is, there is no finality here. The signifieds are fluid. They are fluid and they are not final. Elusive. So what happens? The text is open to further readings. Whatever you say, so far we were discussing Marxism, Feminism, Psychoanalysis, Foucault, Formulism, New Criticism, Structuralism, or anything. The deconstructionists will come and say that, what is this? These are not the readings of this point. Further it's open. That is multiplicity of readings. There is no end, play of signifiers. The text is a play of signifiers. That's what the deconstructionists will say. Then you have, as a consolation, we have the 9th one, new historicism. New historicism. Greenblatt, no? What is new historicism says? To understand this poem, you must also know the core text of the poem. Historicity of the text. So, historicity of the text and textuality of history. That's the basis. Means background. What is the background we know? Just now we have already seen in Marxist industrialization, mass migration, exodus from villages, difficult life, tensed life, no place to, no decent accommodation. So that is the background in which what happens is people are more interested in material things, consumerism. And so what happens is they are always in tension, they live a life of tension. They are not concerned about religion. They have no time, that's the least thing that they are bothered about. Church going is deserted, abandoned. Any type of religious activity is abandoned. So if you know the background, that is new historicism says. Thus, you can look at this from different angles. That's what I am saying. So reading from different platforms, you can enjoy. If you have got 30 or 40 students in the class, you can divide them into groups of 5 or groups of 3 and give this assignment to them. Come on, you look at this from psychoanalysis point, you from feminist, you from Foucault, you from Marxist, you from formalism, you from new criticism, structuralism, deconstruction, and another interesting thing, this will be a very good practical exercise also. And this will definitely open channels for differential thinking. That is one thing. Differential thinking. That's a good idea. No? So you think like that. Or further we can say apply theories of imagination, diction. For example, lyrical balance. That is Wordsworth criticism. Wordsworth romantic criticism based on diction. So what kind of a diction is this? In what way the poet has achieved a symbol to convey this serious matter through simple language? In what way he has been faithful to the movement? In what way he has tried to surmount the difficulties of poets like who made poetic language so complex, because life in the 20th century is very complex. T.S. Eliot says like that. So like Auden, Ezra Pound and T.S. Eliot. How, then what is reading for pleasure? Poetry, reading for pleasure. Reading poetry is a great pleasure. And we can further proceed. Is there any elements of classicism in this? Why is this poem so widely anthologized? Is it because of that looking at it from the point of sublime, perihypsis of Longinus going by? Aristotle's theory of poetry, how can we apply that to this? As imitation, theory of imitation. Or when we come to T.S. Eliot, we can say, no? T.S. Eliot's famous statement, whether we can apply that to this poem, to this work of art. Present is directed by the past, and past is altered by the present. That means, has it got any impact on the literature of Europe, the mind of Europe? How has this poem influenced the mind of Europe? See, these are all points that you can discuss and get some pleasure out of it. Intellectual pleasure. Understand? So I wholeheartedly invite you to join this exercise in intellectual pleasure hunting, so to say. And then after some time we shall meet somewhere and discuss this. It can be a very good topic for a seminar. Church going, reading from different platforms, or looking at it from different angles. You can, 10 students can take, each student can take a platform each. A platform, and say one interested in psychoanalysis, another interested in Foucault. So these theories can be discussed in this. Then it becomes very familiar, and the poem you will never forget. Just got different angles like this. See, what I have done is only a very crude way of teaching you. Just give you the paraphrase. That is, we have seen in New Criticism and so on, there should be no paraphrase. Understand? In Well-Wrought Urn, Cleon Brooks says, heresy or the paraphrase? Heresy. You should not do that. You experience this point. You meditate on this point. You have plenty of time to meditate. You have plenty of scope to meditate. So that is how we proceed with the poems one after another. Alright, I hope you are with me. You are following what I have been telling you. You will take these things in good spirits. And not saying what this man is saying, nonsense. Who asked why should we look at it from psychoanalysis and all this? See, we need to learn this only for summary. And one or two, somebody said like this, somebody said this way, and that will be an essay. We submit it and get out of the place. No, that is not the way. That is not the way I said. If that is the way you like, okay, I have no objection to that. Okay, so see you again with another poem without much delay. Hope that I will be. Now, I always have this frame in my mind. there is different platforms. Take any point, we can look at it like this. Understand? Either it can be romantic point of view, or it can be classicism, or it can be a defense of poesy, or imagination, that is of Coleridge or Shelley's defense. Any of these, because we can do some practical criticism in this way. Not criticism, I don't say it's criticism, it is in a way meta language. No? So the critical language is meta language. Meta means other language. The work of art is one language. Then critical points is, you say, other language, that is meta language. So you can, from one text, you can have got a tense of meta language. So that is our pleasure. Okay, hoping that you will enjoy and you will also see other avenues or see other ways of looking at this. For the time being, bye. I will appear before you again with another poem. Until then, bye. Have a nice time. Enjoy your life.